Welcome everyone to the crypto channel of John, and let me take you guys over the markets today, and let's take a look from last week what it's done and if we had any big changes. And yeah, I think you all have smiles on your faces when you watch at your portfolio at this point, so let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has done very nice for this week. We're only the second day in the week and we're already up 10%, and even for Bitcoin that is a beautiful candle. The monthly candle looks like it's gonna end in a beautiful one at this point, but we still have a few days to go to exactly decide this one. But if it does end like this, yeah, we could have a small retest to 50,000, 49,000, but let's wait for another 2 or 3 days before we can decide if this happens, of course. If it does happen, the upside looks like promising. We definitely will go to 63 or even higher than that if the candles ends this big for the monthly. Weekly, previous week the candle looks like it was going to change direction, but like we can see, starting of the week we just bumped up like hugely, and we are going in a very beautiful upwards direction to the next areas where I could see they could have a return, but we will have to wait to see what happens, of course. At this point it looks very bullish. It looks like we're gonna have some nice longs. Entry points where I would take a long at this point, daily chart. So this would be a daily trade. I would take an entry. It depends on how this candle closes, of course. Today this would be the exits. So we could have a 1.9 daily. If you want to see, that should be my entries. This is Bitstamp. Make sure you're on the right chart if you want to trade these things. Remember, not more than 10% of your portfolio should be trading account. Trade wisely, not risky. "12-hour chart looks the same, very bullish. 2, 3 very beautiful candles. Same entry point I would take. I do believe if we see a small head back before we continue upwards, this would be the entry. Not too big of a trade, but this will be a beautiful one. About the same here. 4 hours, again the same. In the 30 minutes this would be my entry for today, maybe, if it has a small retest and then continuation upwards would be a nice trade. It's a 4.7, 4.1, so that is a ratio I would dare to take. Stop loss under this candle, entry above the high of the candle here would be a nice one, and then continuation upwards. This is in the 30 minutes Bitcoin. If you want to see the complete trade, just pause the movie and you can fill it in for yourself. Take a look at your chart and put it beside it. You can find it yourself, of course. Myria, what has you been doing this month? Monthly view looks bullish. Looks like we retested this area, and it looks like if we keep this volume up that we will be testing the highs again. So that's another 40% from here. Looks nicely going upwards. Weekly myria. Oh yeah, those trades was from last week. We are still in them. This was a very nice entry, I must say. We entered this week en weekly. Ik zit in die trade. Dat is een 5 naar boven. Daily, I have not put in a trade last time. Let's take a look if we see an entry point. This would have been a nice entry, but this could be confirmation. If Bitcoin keeps moving, I think we will be heading upwards, so I would try to take the higher trade for a long if you would enter here somewhere, but I do not recommend then this one. I would not trade it, but this could be an entry. Daily. And daily move, like you can see, 4 hours looks like we're beautiful. We're gonna test this line again and go further. Too much force in the crypto market at this point, so like if Bitcoin makes moves from 20%, altcoins do at least 100%, so we see Etherium move hugely this week too. That means that I think definitely will be going upwards. Not seeing directly a trade to enter from myria at this point, so I would not trade this coin at this point. Yeah, if you're still accumulating, take my entries from tradings as a entry point to accumulate also possibility, of course. Weekly on Etherium, let's take a look. Doing exactly like I said previous week. I would have loved to see enter this part, but it did not happen, so, and it does beautifully like I said. It's gonna take up these highs, so this was my exit point that we preset it. This will definitely hit 3570. Would love to see it hit here first and then see what happens. Then it could maybe take a small retest down here, but if it does not and it continues upwards, we will find another entry near this trend line so that we can continue to the same one again. Daily, yeah. What a rally for Ethereum at this point. Since October we're going upwards. We're down 109%. Entry point Ethereum, I would say still the same. So I see normally a naked chart, otherwise it's too distracting. But like this is like the high trend line is following at this point. Same here, you can see daily, same move. This is lower point, and he definitely went up to it. Kaspa, this has been a nice rally for you. Next entry area that I would look for would be around this area again. If we hit it one more time, it would be nicely, but we did this yesterday. So not sure that we will. If we don't, this is a nice area too to take an entry. Next point, yeah, it's unknown because we're at almost top highs again. So Kaspa just made a new all-time high on Wednesday. So if you take long positions on this one, yeah, the end we don't know yet. That will be my stop. And next price, yeah, we will see soon what will happen to Kaspa. I think $1 or half a dollar is in the area for the next leg up. Gala, we took some trades last week and all of them went perfectly. Let's take a look at the weekly. Now we have to take a look now perfectly what Etherium does, but this looks a beautiful candle at this point. Next areas would be up here. Gala, next area I would look should be here. If it leaves this area directly, this is the next area. But first, that point needs to be broken. And if it's a beautiful straight up candle like here, yeah, we keep going upwards then because the market was closed. Everything was taken out. Just down here we saw 2 candles that can still be filled up, but I don't think we will see it happen because of the movement in the market at this point. Weekly, let's take a look. Gala and daily. Like the momentum it's giving at this point, it's not steadily going upward, it's really forcefully moving upwards. Oh, does that? There's a lot of power and money behind this, so I think we will just continue at least to these highs will be taken out, definitely. Yeah, the next stop would be nice, around 5 cents would be a huge leg up, but I think we will see it happen. A lot of liquidity on the left side. Use it red for liquidity. This looks like a nice promising point, so around 5 cents would be a nice exit area for a very nice long trade that you can make. If you can take this position would be nice. If you would take a trade, this could be a 5. This trade can be longer than a week. It's just that you know. The 2 trades from last week were here. These both entered perfectly and both exited them. So that's about the percent that we made. Next area of entry, where would you go in, Aaron?
Was watching a little bit higher. Maybe in this area.
complete area, or would you take it
In the middle.
middle?
Yes, in the middle.
Middle to lower and stop. Where would you put it if you go long here? So this would be entry. Where would you put stop?
Yes,
Under
there.
here?
Yeah.
So a little bit under the candle here, or this, or end by this candle. Would do the same if that would be the point of interest or area to enter. And I think his profit would be here.
Yes.
Looks like a nice entry. If we're lucky, we can maybe catch him. If we're not, that means that we're lucky too, because that means that the market will be very bullish. And I like to see it that way at this point. It's easier. It makes trading a lot easier if you're trading upwards. My row, we're still in the trade, so we're still going sideways. Next push will be above here, so looks like we could have a very big chance of gaining this in one time. Oh, I didn't went over 3 wool. Still looks beautiful too. We just retested this market again, so the sideways range, we broke out, we came back, we tested even this huge trend line, went into fair value gap, so this market is closed. Plus all the rest is also pumping, so Trio looks like it's gonna break out now to the next height, and that would be here, of course. Just above here, around 0.083937, so that's it. This could be a beautiful long position. I would dare even just I would even dare to trade this from here. Highs. Low. Unless I would even enter now. This could end in 2 days, I think. R4 could be a nice trade. If you would just trade a spot, this is about 52%, so gast, het zit er nog een beetje. This could be the first area, but I think everything is about here. Because it looks like he always likes to give a lot of big spikes upwards. So if he has a push, I think it will just do one spike above over it, everything, to make a nice drop again. Again, a very nice entry. If you don't have Triol yet, people, I do recommend this one. I'm sure that you will at least do a 10 to 50x on your money by the end of the bull run, just by this coin alone. Yeah, I invested myself into it, so that's okay. Let's take a look. Demo. If anybody is trading that one, we have sideways range at this point. A very big range, but it's sideways. we went enter. So that means we are accumulating, and like Bitcoin was also accumulating here. This one erupted, so be on your lookout, the rest will follow. Kaspa is the same. Dimo is the same now. Closed the gap twice. Small one here. And here was a small one, but in the in-zooming phase you don't see it. Yeah, next point of interest. We'll have these highs. Take this one away. I will leave every trade open so that you guys can see for next week. So I won't move my charts, so that everybody sees every trade that I put in when it ends, and also for myself, of course. It helps me too. Rewatching your trades always helps. So if you're a trader and you don't like to log, this is also a way to log. Do remember to look at yourself when you're trading. So that's about it of the market. I went over all the coins that I trade at this point. Oh, I didn't went over Tau.
That was not on.
Yeah, there's a lot of power in this coin, but I have no idea really why. I looked up everything, it looks good and legit, but I still find it strange why there is so much force after this coin. So this market was completely not closed off. Here's still a very big gap that should be taken out. I have one here too. So there are two entry points at this point for Tau if you have not yet a position into it, around 527, and the other one 400 and bit. You can see here. Second one would be this entry. I would not take it any lower. So this is daily. It looks like we continuation going upwards. No short positions I would take in, just longs. Market is way too powerful. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for listening. See you all in the next one. Ciao.